Tales from the Lost Past, the 15 most fascinating extinct animals on Earth. Once upon a time, Earth was home to creatures that now defy the imagination. Our narrator takes us on a journey through time, unveiling incredible stories of species that once walked, swam, and flew across this planet. Ecosystems varied from tropical forests to primordial seas, frozen tundras to scorching deserts. Get ready to discover 15 extinct animals that left their mark on the planet and captivate our curiosity to this day. 1. Meganeura, the giant dragonfly. Imagine a dragonfly the size of a hawk. Meganeura, which lived in the Carboniferous period about 300 million years ago, had a wingspan of more than 70 centimeters. In an era of high oxygen levels, insects reached massive sizes, and Meganeura hunted other creatures in the air with surprising agility. 2. Dodo, the symbol of extinction. This flightless bird was peculiar, with thick legs and a curved beak. Native to Mauritius, the dodo is a curious and confident animal, so unthreatened by predators that it never developed fear. Sadly, it became extinct due to hunting and the introduction of invasive species. The dodo is now a symbol of nature's fragility in the face of human action. 3. Titanoba, the largest snake in history. After the extinction of the dinosaurs, South America became home to Titanoba, a colossal snake measuring up to 13 meters long and weighing over a ton. It stealthily moved through tropical swamps, using its strength to crush enormous prey, and is considered the largest snake ever discovered. 4. Moa, the giant bird. Native to New Zealand, the moa was a flightless bird that reached up to 3.6 meters in height. Hunted by the first inhabitants of the region, the moa disappeared, leaving a void in the ecosystem that transformed New Zealand forever. 5. Quagga, the striped horse with stripes on the front half of its body and a solid brown rear. The quagga was a bizarre creature, a mix of zebra and horse. The last quagga died in captivity in the 19th century, and now only DNA samples and stories remain. 6. Androorchus, the predator of the Eocene period. This giant carnivore, with a skull nearly a meter long, looked like a cross between a wolf and a wild boar, but was actually a distant relative of whales. Androorchus was the largest terrestrial mammalian predator of its time, dominating the Asian plains around 45 million years ago. 7. Helicoprion, the shark with a circular saw jaw. This prehistoric fish had a terrifying feature, a jaw in the shape of a circular saw with sharp teeth. Helicoprion swam in the Permian seas, using its serrated jaw to crush crustaceans and other marine creatures. 8. Megaloceros, the giant deer. Megaloceros, also called the Irish elk, had an antler span of up to 3.6 meters. These enormous deer were icons of the European plains during the Ice Age, and their impressive antlers inspired legends and cultural artifacts. 9. Thylacine, the Tasmanian tiger. Native to Australia and Tasmania, the thylacine was a marsupial predator that resembled a wolf but had a long tail and stripes on its back. Extinct in the 1930s, the thylacine still sparks rumors and reports of sightings to this day. 10. Elasmotherium, the furry rhinoceros, known as the Siberian unicorn. Elasmotherium had a single long, thick horn. It roamed the steppes of Asia during the Ice Age, and its enormous size, similar to that of a mammoth, inspired unicorn myths that persist even today. 11. Caribou, giant penguin. The prehistoric penguin. About 25 million years ago, New Zealand was home to the caribou, a penguin that measured 1.3 meters tall. With wings adapted for swimming, caribou was a master of the waters and likely hunted fish, much like modern penguins. 12. Glyptodon, the giant armadillo. As large as a small car, Glyptodon roamed the Americas and protected itself with a rigid shell similar to that of an armadillo. It was a favorite of prehistoric hunters, who used it as a source of meat and even as shelter. 13. Entelodon, the Terminator pig. This prehistoric relative of pigs had a massive skull and jaws filled with sharp teeth. It was an aggressive carnivore, standing over 1.5 meters tall that dominated the Eurasian plains more than 20 million years ago. 14. Megalodon, the colossal shark swimming in the oceans about 23 to 3 million years ago. Megalodon was the largest shark to have ever existed, with teeth the size of a human hand. A predator of whales and other marine giants, Megalodon was an unstoppable hunting machine, inspiring both fear and fascination. 15. Forus hasidae, the terror birds. These predatory birds, which lived in South and North America, could reach up to 3 meters in height and actively hunted small mammals. With sharp claws and a curved beak, they would capture and attack their prey with ferocity. Epilogue: the legacy of giants. These extinct animals, with their dramatic stories of survival and adaptation, remind us of nature's transformative power and how life on Earth is in constant evolution. Through fossils, we glimpse not only the world they lived in but also the potential of the world yet to come. Imagine for a moment a world where these creatures still roamed the earth. Picture yourself walking through the forests of South America, knowing that a titanoba thicker than a tree trunk and over 40 feet long could be coiled nearby in the murky swamps, silently hunting prey. What if, off the coast, the massive megalodon, the colossal shark, still lurked beneath the waves? Surfers and swimmers would share the sea with this king of the ocean, and every ripple in the water would inspire a mix of awe and terror. In the mountains of Asia, the massive Elasmotherium, the Siberian unicorn, might still wander, its thick fur and giant single horn making it a mythical presence. Entire ecosystems would have to adapt to these creatures, and the stories passed down in different cultures might even incorporate them as symbols of power, mystery, or caution. What if, in the forests of New Zealand, the towering moa bird as tall as a basketball hoop still walked among the trees? Imagine the sight of this giant, gentle herbivore moving slowly through the brush. Would humans see it as a wonder to be protected, or would it fall victim to human conflict once again? And picture the skies where, instead of hawks or eagles, massive dragonflies like Meganura buzzed, their immense wings casting shadows as they hunted smaller creatures. The world's seas, forests, plains, and skies would teem with creatures that defy our sense of scale and imagination. From the lumbering, armored glyptodon in the grasslands to the deadly terror birds in South America, this world would be filled with a balance of power and a constant dance of survival. Tourism would be radically different. People might travel to safari reserves to catch a glimpse of a thylacine, the once extinct Tasmanian tiger, or to admire the beautiful yet bizarre quagga with its half-zebra, half-horse coat. The modern-day food chain and our very sense of security would transform. In our forests, it might not be deer or bears we encounter on a hike, but rather the mighty Androorchus, the wolf-like predator from millions of years ago. Conservationists and scientists would work tirelessly to understand these animals' behavior, their impact on the ecosystem, and the risks they pose. Our technology and infrastructure would adapt to this presence. Coastal towns would have new marine barriers for megalodon sightings. Forests might close paths for hikers during titanoba breeding season. Research centers would study these creatures' genetics to unlock ancient secrets of evolution.